After 60, your legs are silently collapsing, and most of the seniors don't know it's coming from their fruit bowl. That's right. Your thighs shrink, your calves get softer, your balance is gone. According to the NIH, 1 in 3 seniors over 65 already suffer from sarcopenia, the silent, age-driven loss of muscle mass. New 2025 studies show certain fruits trigger blood sugar spikes, collagen breakdown, and chronic inflammation. The exact trio that damages lower body strength in aging adults. One of them increases fall risk by 280% and is sitting in your fridge right now. In this video, we're exposing the 7 worst fruits for leg strength, ranked from mildly risky to dangerously destructive. Stick around because fruit number 3 has been linked to crippling calcium loss and a triple increase in muscle fatigue. This is backed by real research. Every reference is linked below. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments, what fruit do you eat the most these days? We will reply with tips on whether it's helping or hurting your leg strength. We're reading and replying to every single comment now. Without any further ado, let's start with fruit number 7, and most seniors are eating this first thing in the morning. Watermelon might seem like a harmless summer treat. It's juicy, hydrating, and low in calories, but for seniors, it comes with a hidden cost. The glycemic index of watermelon is a staggering 80, meaning it floods your bloodstream with sugar faster than a slice of white bread. That sudden spike causes your insulin to surge and crash, leaving your muscles deprived of stable energy. For aging legs that are already struggling to maintain strength, this kind of roller coaster wreaks havoc. But that's not the only issue. Watermelon is nearly 92% water, but it offers little in terms of muscle protective nutrients like magnesium, calcium, or protein. Worse, it's rich in fructose, a sugar your liver must process. In seniors with fatty liver, which is common, excess fructose increases inflammation and worsens insulin resistance, blocking glucose from reaching your muscles when they need it most. That translates into slower muscle recovery, more fatigue, and over time, thinner, weaker legs. A 2019 study in the journal Nutrients confirmed that high fructose fruits, especially those with poor nutrient density like watermelon, were associated with decreased lower body function in older adults. The researchers tracked over 1,000 seniors and found those with higher fructose intake had significantly slower walking speed and grip strength. What should you do? You don't have to ban watermelon forever, but portion control is key. A small cube or 2 on a hot day is fine, but don't make it your daily snack. And never eat it alone on an empty stomach. Pairing it with protein or healthy fat like Greek yogurt or a few almonds can help blunt the sugar spike. But if leg strength is your priority, there are far better fruit choices. Coming up next is a fruit that looks healthy on the outside, but inside it's pure trouble for your joints, your potassium levels, and your stability, even 100 natural ones. After 60, your body doesn't handle sugar the way it used to, and that innocent-looking glass of fruit juice might be silently destroying your leg strength. Even the ones labeled 100% natural or no sugar added are dangerous once you're past midlife. Why? Because when fruit is juiced, its fiber is stripped out completely. That fiber isn't just filler, it's the protective barrier that slows how sugar hits your blood. Without it, the natural sugar in fruit turns into a rapid glucose flood that surges through your body in minutes. Your blood sugar spikes, your insulin overcompensates, and your muscles stop getting the steady fuel they need to stay strong. Instead, you trigger a cycle of insulin resistance, inflammation, and accelerated muscle breakdown, especially in your legs. A 2021 study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism followed seniors over 65 who consume fruit juice regularly. Researchers found they had 34% higher fasting blood sugar, a 22% greater risk of insulin resistance, and a 21% faster rate of leg muscle atrophy compared to seniors who ate whole fruits. And the danger wasn't limited to store-bought juice. Even homemade, cold-dressed, or organic fruit juice created the same metabolic chaos because the sugar is still absorbed too quickly without the fiber to slow it down. What makes this even worse is that liquid sugar bypasses your stomach's fullness sensors. So you end up consuming more sugar than you would from the actual fruit without feeling full. That extra sugar gets converted into belly fat, which increases inflammation and directly affects the quadriceps, glutes, and calves, key leg muscles that support your balance, posture, and walking strength. This is why seniors who drink juice often struggle with stiffness, wobbly steps, or unexplained leg fatigue. To protect your leg strength, switch out all juices, even the so-called healthy ones. Never drink orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, or blends. Instead, eat the whole fruit with the skin if possible. Pair it with healthy fats like nuts or Greek yogurt to slow digestion even more. And if you crave something refreshing, make infused water with lemon, mint, or cucumber. It's sweet without the sugar spike. After 60, your muscles can't afford another day of glucose overload. And fruit juice, no matter how natural, is robbing you of strength sip by sip. This one might be sitting in your pantry right now, and it's far more dangerous than it looks. Canned fruit and syrup is possibly the worst fruit-based food a senior can consume. Not only is the fruit itself stripped of fiber, but it's drowned in heavy, high fructose syrup that turns it into a blood sugar bomb. And what's worse, it actively destroys collagen in your joints, speeds up leg muscle breakdown, and increases inflammation in your knees, ankles, and hips. Here's the real problem. These syrups are often made from high fructose corn syrup or refined sugars, both of which spike insulin, increase visceral fat, and worsen metabolic dysfunction. For seniors, that's a disaster. Your leg muscles are already shrinking with age. Your joints are already wearing thin. And when you combine that with repeated sugar spikes from canned peaches or syrup-soaked pears, it becomes a perfect storm for leg fatigue, cartilage loss, and instability when walking. A major 2020 study in nutrients found that older adults who consumed canned fruits more than twice a week had a 38% higher risk of developing mobility limitations. Why? The constant inflammation triggered by high-sugar diets damages muscle mitochondria, the power centers of your cells. When mitochondria fail, muscle energy drops, repair slows, and strength declines. And without fiber to slow the sugar rush, the syrup absorbs fast and hard, overloading your insulin and forcing your body into overdrive. Even more troubling is what's missing. Most canned fruits have been peeled, heated, and soaked, which means you lose vital vitamins like C, potassium, and folate. These are essential for collagen production, muscle coordination, and bone protection. So while the label might say peaches or fruit cocktail, what you're really getting is soft sugar water that fuels inflammation and leaves your legs weaker by the day. If you're reaching for canned fruit thinking it's a healthy treat, think again. It's not fruit, it's a trap. Choose fresh, whole fruits or frozen options with no added sugar instead. And always read the label. If it says in syrup, your legs are paying the price. Up next, a dried fruit that's been marketed as healthy for decades, but it's quietly one of the most inflammatory fruits for aging legs. They seem harmless. They're tiny. They're sold in every healthy snack aisle. But for seniors, raisins can be one of the worst hidden threats to leg strength and mobility. Why? Because these shriveled little fruits are pure concentrated sugar, and they come without the water and fiber that whole grapes use to slow sugar absorption. That means just a handful of raisins can spike your blood sugar like candy. After 60, your body's ability to clear glucose slows down dramatically. Your pancreas is less responsive, your muscle cells become insulin resistant, and without water or fiber to buffer the sugar rush, raisins create the perfect storm for muscle damage, nerve inflammation, and collagen breakdown in the legs. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that adults over 60 with high post-meal blood glucose spikes had significantly weaker lower limb strength and slower walking speed. The authors linked repeated glucose surges to accelerated muscle atrophy. But it's not just the sugar. Raisins also contain a compound called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These are formed when sugars bind to proteins in the body, especially collagen in your muscles and joints. Advanced glycation end products stiffen your connective tissue, reduce muscle elasticity, and increase inflammation in the knees, ankles, and hips, all of which make walking harder and increase your risk of falls. To make matters worse, most raisins are processed with vegetable oils or sulfites, both of which can irritate the gut and trigger chronic inflammation, especially in older adults with digestive issues or autoimmune tendencies. That inflammation spreads systemically, including to the small muscles that support your posture and balance. If you're craving something sweet and chewy, swap raisins for a few slices of fresh apple with almond butter. Or go for blueberries, which offer antioxidants without the sugar crash. But if raisins are part of your trail mix, oatmeal, or morning muffin, your legs might be paying the price. Next is a fruit that disguises itself as tropical health, but may be quietly damaging your nerves and draining your strength. It's sweet, it's juicy, and it's often labeled as a cleansing fruit. But for seniors, pineapple can quietly sabotage your leg strength, especially if you're eating it regularly. Pineapple contains one of the highest amounts of fructose per serving of any common fruit. Fructose is metabolized differently than other sugars. Instead of going directly into your bloodstream for energy, it must first pass through the liver. And in aging adults, that process is slower, less efficient, and more damaging than most realize. Here's why it matters. When the liver is overwhelmed by high fructose intake, especially from fruits like pineapple, it starts turning that sugar into fat. This leads to a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NNFLD, which now affects over 60% of seniors with diabetes or prediabetes. What does this have to do with your legs? A fatty liver drastically reduces your ability to store and regulate glucose. That leads to insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and reduced nutrient delivery to muscles. The end result, shrinking leg muscles, delayed recovery, and rapid loss of mobility. A study in diabetes care tracked aging adults with high fructose diets and found a 2.5 times greater risk of lower body frailty compared to those with balanced glucose intake. Worse, pineapple has a glycemic index of nearly 60%, much higher than most berries or citrus. That means it hits your bloodstream fast, triggering a rush of insulin that can cause crashes, weakness, and fatigue. Over time, those swings wear out your nerves and damage blood vessels feeding the legs and feet. And although pineapple contains bromelain, an enzyme that some say is anti-inflammatory, research shows that its effect is mild and inconsistent in older adults, especially when eaten in sugary canned or juiced forms. Most seniors are getting far more sugar than benefit from every serving. If you enjoy tropical fruit, try switching to papaya. It's lower in sugar, higher in fiber, and shown to reduce inflammation in diabetics. But pineapple after 60, it's one of the fastest ways to drain strength from your legs, one sweet bite at a time. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Mango may be called the king of fruits, but for seniors over 60, it could be the silent destroyer of your leg strength, especially when it's overripe. 1 cup of sliced ripe mango contains over 45 grains of sugar, more than a can of Coca-Cola. And while that sugar might come from fruit, your aging body processes it the same way it processes candy. Without enough fiber to slow it down, the sugar rush hits your bloodstream hard. Insulin levels spike, inflammation sources, and the breakdown begins. Studies now show that high fructose fruit like overripe mango accelerates something called glycation, a process where sugar binds to collagen and literally hardens it. That's the very protein your knees and joints depend on for strength, shock, absorption, and flexibility. In one 2021 study from Frontiers in Endocrinology, seniors consuming high fructose fruits experienced a 32% decline in leg muscle density and lost measurable walking speed within weeks. It gets worse. Fructose triggers the release of advanced glycation end products, which not only damage collagen but also inflame the nerves and connective tissue surrounding your joints. That leads to stiffer legs, slower movement, and higher fall risk. Mango may look fresh, but the riper it gets, the worse it becomes. When it turns soft and syrupy, it becomes a sugar bomb, no longer a health food. And for seniors with weak knees, tingling legs, or slow recovery after activity, that sugar bomb is gasoline on a fire. If you truly love mango, eat it before it gets soft, and always pair it with blood sugar stabilizers like Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, or ground flax seeds. But if your legs are already shaky or your balance is declining, it might be time to skip the mango altogether. Your knees will thank you. Coming up next is a fruit that's soft, sweet, and often sold as a heart-healthy snack. But for leg strength, it's the worst. They're soft, they're sweet, and they're often marketed as the perfect post-workout snack. But for seniors over 60, bananas might be silently draining your leg strength. The problem isn't that bananas are unhealthy. It's how they affect older bodies with slowing metabolism, insulin resistance, and chronic low-grade inflammation. Bananas have a high glycemic load. A ripe banana can spike blood sugar almost as fast as a soda. That's because their natural sugars, mainly glucose and fructose, are quickly digested and absorbed without much fiber to slow them down. When your blood sugar jumps, insulin surges. Over time, those surges weaken your muscle fibers, promote fat storage around the thighs and hips, and reduce glucose uptake by muscle cells. Your legs feel heavier, your steps get slower, and your muscles don't recover like they used to. A 2019 study published in Frontiers in Endocrinology found that older adults with higher dietary glycemic loads showed significantly lower quadriceps strength, balance control, and muscle endurance even when their overall calorie intake was moderate. The researchers emphasized that rapidly absorbed sugars were particularly damaging for leg strength and stability. Bananas also lack essential amino acids and magnesium, both of which are critical for muscle contraction and nerve function. And if you're eating bananas every day while thinking you're boosting potassium, consider this. Excess potassium from food sources can backfire in people with impaired kidney function, which becomes more common after 60, leading to muscle fatigue, cramping, and slowed movement. If you love bananas, don't panic. Just switch how you eat them. Choose green or slightly underripe bananas instead of soft, spotted ones. They contain more resistant starch, which doesn't spike blood sugar as fast. And never eat them alone. Pair with healthy fats like peanut butter or a handful of walnuts to blunt the glucose hit. But if bananas are a daily habit and you've noticed your legs feeling weaker, this sweet snack may be working against you. Now you know the truth. These 7 fruits may look sweet, but for seniors over 60, they quietly destroy collagen, spike inflammation, and drain the very leg strength you need to stay independent. And the worst part, most of these fruits are promoted as healthy. But behind the sweetness hides weakness. Literally, if your knees hurt, your legs feel tired, or your balance has started to slip, the answer might be in your fruit bowl. So here's your challenge. Clean up your kitchen, check your pantry, look at the fruit labels, and start choosing smarter, senior-friendly options that protect your legs instead of destroying them. Because after 60, every step matters. Before you go, drop a comment. Which of these fruits surprised you the most? And which one are you cutting out first? We read every single comment, and we're here to help you fight back with science. Don't forget to subscribe for more senior health tips backed by real research, because your legs, your joints, and your independence deserve better. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.